Hello and welcome back. So we're in the sorting system right now from last episode that we built. I still haven't added anything. There's some other items that I probably will want to add, but I'm kind of done with actually filling up the sorting system. It's a little bit of a task, and we already did most of it. There's only a little bit left that we need to, but I want to get to actually decorating now. So if we fly on out of here just to begin with, you'll see that I pretty much made only the outside this place. And the original sorting system area does have an outside, but it isn't that great of an outside. Because it's not going to fit our needs. If we can get up onto here, right? You'll see that the design that I had originally made ain't going to cut it for over here. Because it's going to have to like go out again or something. And design on the other side, which is the same, but just over here. We'll cut it, but I'm not sure if I really like it. I think I want to change it up a bit. Maybe we'll keep some of the features of it, but I want to make it a little bit better. And also, this really annoys me. It's not even. It's like shorter over here and bigger over there. And so I'd like some nicer symmetry and just a little bit nicer design and stuff. But we still haven't quite finished the inside. We decorated a little bit of the inside, but the floor is very plain. The walls are pretty nice, but we need like a roof. We need floors. We need a doorway, which I didn't really plan about. And there's no real good spot for a doorway. Maybe over here? We could do... That was risky. But I'm not thinking that. I mean, maybe as an optional exit, but I'm thinking right here. We go down, and then we go out. We already got this little bit of a cave area that goes just kind of natural, dug-in-the-ground cave thing. And so we could easily make this into a little tunnelway that goes down and then out and out to a door, because the land is also a little bit lower out here. So it makes sense that you have a doorway at this level and go up into where the sorting system is. So let's think about that. So we need to design that. We need to design the interior because we've already done a lot of the interior. Might as well just finish it off, and then we'll cover up any extra bits, and that way we'll know how high the place needs to be on that side and some other stuff. So I'm gonna start by just fixing up this interior, getting a ceiling in, organizing things a little bit more nicely, and I'll be back with a working interior model, I guess. So now we have the interior done. There's not too much to see on the outside right now, but you can see we've got a little bit of an entrance over here. The entrance will probably come out and come off to this side somewhere. I kind of want to center it, and because I don't know how the outside looks, I just left it like that. But we'll eventually bring it out and have the entrance over here once we do the outside. But let's go take a look at the inside now. And so this is what we got. We've got nice chandeliers up on top. We've got a nice floor design, maybe like a carpet. You could pretend like it's a giant carpet or something on the ground. We've got a exact same one over here, just copied over, because since they're the same designed room. It's just not quite same length out, or however you state that. And then over here for the original storage area that we had that we're still incorporating, I moved the water sort of dispensing area a little bit over, and I put an orange trap door on there, an acacia one, so it actually kind of fits the theme better of the different floor pieces that we've been using and stuff. And I put some lights around it because we needed something to light up this area of the room. Over here was pretty easy because we've got all these lights underneath the chests, so we didn't have to add much else. I added some lighting, just the soul lanterns, which I don't give off much, just for the ceiling, so the ceiling wouldn't look quite dark. But it's dark over here, which is kind of a shame because we couldn't put a like a chandelier over there, but that's fine. And so I had to figure out some lighting for over there, so I put a little bit like this. I had to hide lighting like over here in this part also to light up some of this. But yeah, it's all working now, and you could probably tell one of the biggest differences from all the other designs that I've currently been doing is this actually incorporates orange all throughout it. And I think it works really well. So I had it on the ceiling. I went and got a bunch of terracotta. So we're using a lot of this orange terracotta, especially on the floor and in the ceiling. But then we're also just using normal terracotta also in the ceiling to kind of give it a little bit of a textured effect, I guess you could say that. I just kind of randomly put it. I'm not very good at randomly placing blocks, so I think it turned out pretty well. but maybe we could have added even more different textures or something in the ceiling and it still would have worked, but yeah. I think it's looking pretty good there. I like the orange. It matches really well with the blue that we got here and the white and the gray and everything. I wish we could have made more pure white chandeliers, but obviously if you want the wall or fence or whatever, this is the closest you could get with the diorite, which is kind of weirdly speckled, but that's fine. And yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. And now we just have to deal with the outside. So, whoops. If we head on out here, actually I should go to sleep. We're going to have to design the outside. I think adding some orange to the outside would also be cool since we've added it on the inside. I don't know how do I want to incorporate that quite yet. But I talked about where I wanted the entrance over here. I feel like the original design we had off this other side looked pretty good. So I want to kind of follow what we did there with this tiered, like lower and then upper. I think that'd be kind of cool, and doing something like that all around, adding some orange into it. Yeah, and I think it'll look pretty darn good. Also, this took a little bit longer than I wanted to. First of all, there was a lot of testing and stuff to make it all look nice on the inside of, you know, building, breaking. And also there was some redstone disaster. I'd broken one of the water tubes for this original thing, and so it spilled some water underneath here into the redstone. And then as I was repairing it, I had this one redstone torch left, and I was like, oh, where does it go? So I was wandering around, and then a creeper blew up right over here, which is, if we jump on in, right next to where a lot of the redstone is. So I had to rebuild part of the original redstone contraption. It was right in some of the complex stuff, so I had to go back and watch my video to figure out exactly how it looked, because I wanted to make sure I got it working correct. I think I did, but that definitely discouraged me for a little bit. Yeah, that wasn't fun, having to rebuild it. Did not plan on that. But yeah, I'm going to get to building, and I'll be back once we've got a new outside. And now I have finished the outside. So you can see that I've got this tunnel actually running out over here. We've got the doorway like I said I was going to put over here. And I decided to put another doorway over here. And so we got a little 3x3 piston door with a little sand block in the middle to make it easy. So you step on it, it opens up. And then it closes pretty cool also. Yeah. So we've got that, which I figured that out myself. And then we've got the outside, which is looking very crazy. So I wanted to incorporate the orange into it like I had on the inside, and I decided to do the same sort of pattern I had in the ceiling, where we have, the orange clay with the normal clay, terracotta stuff, kind of mixed together to give a little bit of a pattern, and I just did them randomly. It's a little bit like a Rorschach test, however you say that, where you just get like weird blotches on a piece of paper and you're supposed to say what you see. It's kind of like that, but for every single one of these, it's like, oh, what's that? It kind of looks like I don't know what that looks like, but you know, you could say that for each one of these. It's kind of cool. I try to make them uniformly 5 wide. Sometimes they're 4 wide. Sometimes, like over here by the door, it's 2 wide. Sometimes they're 6 wide. But they're generally 5 wide. And then we've got little blue pillars in between. And then if we fly on up, you can see a little bit more of what's happening on top. We've got a very fancy array on the top. So along all these edges, we've got little soul lanterns to give it still a blue theme. I didn't want the orange in there. I thought the blue would look cooler, give it a little bit more blue, and also it lights it up just enough where nothing will spawn on these blocks. And then we've got this roof up here, which this is obviously lighting, so nothing's going to spawn here. And I don't know, I really like how it turned out with the sea lanterns going into the warped wood planks and giving a little bit of a tiered effect. It's like, I don't know, it's just really cool from far away. The orange is a little bit much because we don't have the orange anywhere else around here. And I noticed I've been using the white for the main body of a lot of these buildings. You got white over here for the main body, white over here with like blue accents and sort of the darker colors going for the outside edges, darker color for outside edges. Over here we've got darker color for outside edges with the different colors, kind of accents with a white main body. So I was like, with this one, I want the white to be the sort of outer edges, to be a little bit of the outside, like, building it instead of like a dark color, right? I wanted it to be the white as the edge. And then you put the color on the inside, the fancy colors that we're mixing. So we're mixing the blues and the oranges, and it looks pretty good. And then when I finished up the whole outside the building, I was like, this is very orange. It's like almost too orange. I wanted the mixing of the blue and the orange, so I decided to put a lot of blue into the roof. Exclusively blue, actually. If you're up here, you don't even see any orange. But I think it gives a good mixture when you're flying around. And I don't know, I really like how it turned out. It's very bigger, much bigger. How do you say that? Grammar. Hard stuff. But anyways, I think it turned out pretty good. But it's much bigger than, I don't know what the building actually is. So if we actually go inside here, hopefully nothing is spawning. I tried to light it up pretty good. You can see that the top tier of it goes straight up to where the sorting part is. So it's as close as we could get with the top tier, you know, hugging the building. But then because it goes out a tier, right? It goes like out and down. You've got this kind of empty space that just is all around this thing. So the building's a lot bigger than the actual sorting and storing system is inside. But yeah. And if we get back out of here, there's no official way to actually get into that part, so we just kind of have to break our way in. The only two ways in are this doorway and the doorway on the other side. So that's going off over here. So you can kind of pass through the building if you want instead of going around. And I'm thinking about adding like a open air entrance on the top, kind of like we did with our original space, so you could fly on in. I'm thinking that might be cool. Or you just fly up to a door. That'd be another option. And then I obviously want to connect it up with the ender porters. So I'm going to probably put that down here. Like here, somewhere. And I don't know, this hallway is kind of bland. It doesn't have much detail, but I think that's kind of good. I mean, it's not supposed to be detailed, right? It's just a hallway going to the more detailed areas or outside the building. Maybe I'll detail it up. I don't know what I would do, though. I like that we kind of hid the lighting in the top. You can still sort of see it, but you can't see it too much. And even if you do, it's not too bad because it's, you know, it fits the theme. And yeah, this took quite a while to actually build. It's probably the biggest building I've made so far. Once I got the kind of design down, it was pretty easy to repeat it. And maybe I should have done a time lapse for that. Because of that, it would have been maybe fun to watch that. But I didn't do this all in one sitting is the problem. I did this in many small sittings, so it would have been very hard to time-lapse. But yeah, it turned out pretty darn good. Probably next episode, we're probably going to do the outside of the building, and maybe some more detailing, and maybe the ender porters if I feel up to it, but I would really like to get to detailing. So the spots that I'm thinking of is like over here in between these two, we probably add a path going up to the entrances and out that side also. We add a path connecting up over here, so we run something down this way. And if we go over here, we've got this little bit of a river that the building kind of went into just because of how it was situated and whatever. And so the river doesn't quite straighten out. I don't know. Maybe we'll make the river go out this way, or we'll make it go into like an arch over here or something in the building. Because I'd like to keep the river. So we'll have to do something with that. We'll finish up this little edge that I've been putting on the water all around. Maybe continue that edge over that way with a path that we continue that way. And we could even do stuff off on the other side over here. We'll probably get rid of this farm area that I had. I already got rid of some of it for the building, but we'll probably get rid of the rest of it, maybe relocate it. Move the cows and the few sheep we have left in there. Make a pathway over here too, and connect up this space. We're just going to be connecting up everything with pathways. That's kind of the idea. And maybe do ender porter stuff. It depends on if I feel like I want to do that or not. Because, I don't know, it takes a lot to do ender porters and to connect up all those stations that we had originally in the original storage area to this new area. It's going to take a while. But I'll probably leave it off here. This has been a lot of work for an episode, so hopefully people have enjoyed it. Hopefully you're having a good day and continue to have a good day. Bye-bye.